Hello and welcome to I Am a Podcast episode 6.
Six.
I just had a whole bunch of Mike and Ike, so my tongue is a
Oh
odd color.
my goodness! It's a hot
It's
color,
like
all right.
orange.
Yeah,
Orange.
it's almost like you had those other ones, those fire ones, those cinnamon ones, hot Mike's hot reds or something. What are those called?
Big Red.
Big reds. They look exactly like Mike and Ike's, but they're
Haven't you ever
cinnamon
seen
ones.
Talladega Nights?
Yeah. Wait, what's the reference?
He has the line, "If you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you."
Oh,
When he's doing
man.
the sponsorships, when he starts winning races.
Oh, that's right. Man,
Maybe one of the best lines in the whole movie. Or at least one of the most underrated lines, in my opinion.
you always take me through these nostalgic trips, man, and I have to take
Yeah.
care of them. I have to experience them again because, whew, what's
I'm
life without
honestly-
nostalgia?
I'm honestly not a huge Will Ferrell fan, but are we a movie podcast?
Well,
but-
we might just be.
But, like, he has some bangers. Talladega
Will
Nights
Ferrell?
is one of my favorite. I feel like most comedies, when I revisit them, they're not good. Like, I thought they were when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Talladega Nights and the other guys, they're funnier now
Oh
that
yeah.
I understand jokes.
Maybe that's all it really takes. Maybe Will Ferrell is a comedy genius that can only be understood once you have reached a certain level of IQ, a certain level of intelligence.
Maybe I haven't reached the intelligence for some of his movies then, because some of them are piss poor.
You just don't get it, man.
No,
Will
and I
Ferrell
never will.
was Rick and Morty before Rick and Morty was Rick and Morty.
I don't understand the reference.
You
What's
know.
Rick and Morty?
Have I ever told you that I used to work with this guy that legitimately said that you have to have a pretty high IQ to understand some of the jokes from Rick and Morty?
I mean, isn't that like a copy paste meme thing that goes around that people say that? Was he saying it not in jest?
I'm saying he was saying it not in jest. This man
So
was
he's a scrub.
obsessed with Rick and
He's
Morty.
a scrub.
He's a scrub. He wanted a Pickle Rick tattoo. He probably already has one at this point. He really needed one. This guy, his name was Nick. He is somebody you don't know, but his name was Nick. I used to
I
work with
might
him.
know him.
He had long blonde hair and an eye that kind of like drifted away. It kind of looked some other way.
Okay.
This dude was a crazy mofo. This one
Yeah.
time, I have to tell you about this story. He went to summer school. So I don't know, maybe would have been his like junior year summer school. I don't know exactly when it was. But he said that he really liked to go smoke weed with his friends during the recess part. So maybe it wasn't high school then. It would have been like middle school or something. I don't know. So he went and smoked weed in the playground or wherever. I don't know, during lunch, I guess. And it was getting to a point where the teachers knew, and they were getting so annoyed that they would have, after recess or after lunch or whatever time it was, the teacher would smell everybody's hands. And if you smelled like weed, then you'd get in trouble. Well, what he did was, it was during summer school and it was hot. He rubbed his hand on his sweaty balls.
No, he didn't.
I'm telling you, this man, I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't know the guy. He rubbed it on there, and when the teacher smelled it and was like, "What is that?" He was truthful and just said, "My ball sweat." At the time he was telling the
I like
story,
commitment.
my boss like heard it and looked down and said, "Is that true? Did you really do that?" And then he's like, "Yeah." And then my boss goes, "That's fucking hilarious." That was seriously one of the weirdest. He was one of the weirdest dudes. Like the craziest guys in the world. He loved
Okay.
trash cans. The drink.
Rest in peace.
The drink trash can. It's basically like an AMF
Is that when you? Yeah, with a
with a Red
Long
Bull
Island?
in it.
Oh,
It's a AMF with a Red Bull tipped upside down and like inside of it. Trash can. And he said, yeah, I can't go to some bars now. I get kicked out because I just get too rowdy because I have too many trash cans.
does I'm just
What's
what
that? My ball sweat.
I
I never met somebody who genuinely didn't care at all about anything or anyone.
I I is that the most like white trash thing he's ever done, as far as you're aware?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Give me the Is there a second thing? Because I want to know a little bit more lore about this Nick character.
um, he definitely lived up in the mountainous area, because he knew another guy who lived up in the mountains in Oregon. So, and then they would usually carpool and stuff.
Through the mountains.
Yeah, through the mountains.
Okay, it's not really white trashy. You can live in the mountains and not be white trash.
Well, okay. He would. There's this guy that worked in the manufacturing area that he would carpool with, and on the day before the weekend started, normally the guy that he carpooled with would get his groceries for the week or the next 2 weeks. And when that happened, he would go drive, sit in the parking lot with him, as he was the guy being part of the pool. Yeah, being part of the pool. While he did his shopping, his driver did his shopping. He would just take a 6-pack of beer and just drink the entire thing in the parking lot of the store, just in the car waiting.
Yeah. So he's like, depending on who you are as a person, he sounds like either a total scumbag or the coolest friend you know.
He was really
probably
fun.
not any in between.
He was a really fun dude. He really wanted to go out drinking with me, and I didn't go, but
I feel like if you would have met
bit.
him when you turned like 36, you'd be like, this kid is such a rowdy ass scumbag. But you met him at the right time in your life where you're like, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, I was like 21, 22, 23 at the time. So yeah, I was like, dude, how do you do it? How do you not have to pee so bad after 6 beers?
He said it's all the ball sweat.
It's all that ball sweat.
God.
Yeah,
brought it around already.
This guy was absolutely wild. Like this is the type of guy to have like public sex at a show, like a EDM concert.
I hate every word of that sentence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you would have liked him, but
probably not. I probably would have. I hate him already. Like, he sounds like I want to name him Dan, so I can call him like Dirtbag Dan or something.
But there was a part of me that just wanted to be like him. Carefree. So incredibly carefree. He hit me up several months after getting let go from the job and said, yeah, I'm going to be doing this crab and boat thing for the summer, so I'm going there. I'm going to be doing that, and I'll be gone for the whole 3 months, 4 months, whatever long it takes to go crab. Or maybe it's winter. I don't remember.
Was that the last time you heard from him?
That's the last time I heard from him. He asked to go drinking one more time.
In a crab trap? Because I feel like he may have wanted to hit you up when he came back.
That's probably something he would do. Or get caught in, yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Probably after drinking a 6-pack.
It was pretty normal for him. If somebody in a different department missed something or whatever, he would just be like, oh, why don't they just look with their fucking eyes? If they just opened them. And he'd get really mad about literally just nothing. Yeah, silly guy.
Dirtbag Dan himself. Love it.
Do you have any weird coworkers you used to have, or people that have been in your life that are no longer in your life that just almost live rent free? You remember them?
There was this dude who I used to work with. He died, but because he was old.
Damn.
And I was quite young. I was like 19 or something.
Damn, big
and
flex.
he would
Flexing on him.
he would always get hurt at work and like act like nothing was happening, like just like because he was old and he had like frail skin, so he'd like walk past a box the wrong way and just get an abrasion on the back of his hand. And it's like he was totally aware of it, but like we'd walk by the time clock sometimes and there'd just be like a blood trail and we're like, oh, that's a what was his name, dude? It was like Daryl or something.
Oh, that's
that
Daryl.
wasn't Daryl. I was like, oh man, Daryl hurt himself again. But it's like it was so commonplace that we just knew it was him.
You'd see a blood trail somewhere at work.
It wasn't like an egregious blood trail, like somebody been dragged after being hit by a car or something. It was like
imagine
it was
though.
like a couple drops of blood, like for like 50 feet.
Imagine though.
Yeah, and then one day he didn't come in, and we're like,
after a
probably got-
particularly big blood trail that
and then
day.
this is bad, but we're like, he probably got hurt, and then it turned out he died.
Yep.
He had been dead.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, what was that guy's name?
What a freaking powerhouse though, honestly.
Dude, he was pretty cool. I liked him. He always had a sweatband on at work because he knew how to contain the sweat.
Oh yeah. That's some
Oh, yeah.
anime character. That's some anime hero, stuff. Just, it's fine. I can do this all day.
Yeah, it was like that, except for with no.
Just
That's what he said
no
inside because he didn't
sentence.
say anything. He was like the old tough guy who had old man strength, I guess. But like
Yeah.
like he could hang because it was
Yeah.
a physical job. He could hang, but then like he could hang while all of his type A blood is all over the place.
At least, was that actually his blood type?
I don't know.
Speaking of that, I used to date a girl that was really weirdly into wanting me to know my blood type. She was from Moldova, and their family.
Where is that?
It's right between Russia and Ukraine, actually. It's
I'm
like
learning a lot about you right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you had
I
a
used
mail
to
order
work
bride.
at Walmart. So I asked her how she got here to America, and her family won the way she described it was like a green card, not like a green card thing. It was a lottery. There was like a lottery to be able to exit the country, because apparently you can't just leave. I don't know, but they won a lottery to be able to leave. I don't think this was expenses paid or anything.
At Walmart.
At Walmart. No. Walmart didn't give her that thing.
No, but
But
like
when I worked at
you were
Walmart.
working at Walmart, and she was your coworker.
Yeah, she was my coworker, and she she lived in Moldova, came here to America, and then was working at Walmart. Her whole family came. Her mom, dad, sister, and her. And over there, it's actually normal to know your blood type. It's like, I think it's even on your ID there.
I mean, is it not normal here to know your blood type?
I guess, I don't know. I don't know my blood type. I don't really pay much attention to it.
I don't know. I used to donate a lot of blood, I guess, so I feel like I've always known my blood type.
I feel like if you know your blood, or I feel like if you donate blood a lot, you'll know. But if you're somebody that just doesn't really, I don't know.
But there's also like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Everyone takes blood tests.
I think
they
it's
tell
a good
you.
idea to know, but it's just
Yeah.
something I didn't.
Then you can
really
know who can throw
pay
their blood at
attention
you or not, and you'd be okay.
It'd probably be useful
That's how it works.
information for me, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I don't really know it right
Oh,
now.
hey
I'd have
man,
to
you might
figure it
have a
out.
rare blood type if you have like, I can't remember, O negative, and you can only donate to certain people that really need it.
I know my
Like-
friend's mom
Like you can get money.
is like that.
off
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Pretty cool.
I
I
don't
just
know.
did it
Maybe
for
I'll
free. I was just trying to be a nice guy.
maybe I'll check it out. But she was really she was weirdly obsessed with it, and she's like, "You need to know your blood type." And this was only a month into dating, so she was genuinely kind of freaking me out a little bit, because
You weren't completely open with your blood type at
I just
a month of
I
dating.
just thought it was strange, like, that she wanted to know so badly. I was like, man, is she gonna sell my kidneys or something? Is she gonna
I
knock
don't know,
me
man.
out
I
like when
would
we're
have.
hanging out and sell
If
my
anyone asked me
kidneys
my blood
to
type,
Moldova?
except for you right now, I would tell them like on the spot. Like, yeah,
I it's only just because I didn't know, but turns out she didn't steal my kidneys, so that's good.
hope
But
so.
she did steal my happiness for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. I don't know a lot about a Russia to America plant, but it almost sounds like she made up this story on the spot for you, and she's been faking the accent the whole time, and she's not really Russian, but she's a real person. Maybe Melissa Avril Lavigne, but it sounds awfully suspicious to me. Like if somebody told me they won the lottery to come to America, I'd say, sure.
Maybe
sure
that
about
was just the word she used, but it's like a pool of people,
No,
because like I think there's
get
so
what
many
you're
people
saying.
wanting to leave, they can't all leave, I guess. There was so many people they had to, if when you go on Newegg and you want a graphics card and you have to be put into like a raffle, and then if you get pulled, then you get to buy a
Yeah, I've
graphics
never
card.
done that, but
It's
I get
something
it.
like that. I think
I
it's
get
similar.
it, Levi.
Yeah, she really wanted to go on a date to like a cemetery too.
Was she like a goth Russian?
I think she basically was. She didn't wear goth makeup or look goth, but she had the goth attitude. She's pretty cold.
Interesting. Do you think she has a podcast? Do you think she'd want to be a guest on the
Yeah.
podcast?
Yeah, let me hit her up. Her first name is Leah, but I don't remember.
I want to get her on the podcast.
Her last
and
name's so ridiculous.
Everything. I don't care.
She'd probably be like, I don't remember him. Because she'd
like,
probably mean like that.
My heart and soul.
She'd probably be mean like that. I'm not even joking. She's mean. She'd probably be mean to me.
You're probably better off.
I think I am. Trust me. She's weird.
You know who you're not better off without, though? Fucking Dirtbag Dan. What's his name? Nick?
Yeah.
Bring that guy in a little bit, but only enough to spice it up. You just want a topping of it,
I want just a night out with him just to see what.
And then block him.
It's like just block him.
Hey man, long time no see. You want to go have some trash cans?
Go have a wonderful night and then just block him.
He would either immediately jump on that or tell you that he found God.
Yeah, there's only the two options.
Yeah.
I think I had his Facebook or something. I can't even open Facebook. I'm too scared to.
Yeah. You might get a minion in your face or something.
Yeah.
That's all it's over.
I don't want a minion in my face.
Yeah.
Unless it's got a big booty. Because
you're awful.
Yeah, I know.
Coworkers are weird, man.
Yeah.
It's like a weird community. Like when we worked together in the same department, we had some weird people who would like live and breathe one video game or like live and breathe anime or whatever. Or people who just keep to themselves and it's like they don't even talk. I don't get it.
To quote one of the most memorable and inspirational and influential song lyrics of all time by Bowling for Soup, high school never ends.
Oh, that's a deep cut.
And it's
by today's standards.
And it's still true to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk in to your new especially if you're a new person, which is just for no reason.
I thought you were about to like start saying the lyrics like when you said you walk in.
No.
You think you're cool?
You think you're cool? I love Bowling for Soup. I used to be so obsessed with them. Okay, I wouldn't say obsessed.
I like them a lot.
I
saw them live one time actually.
Yeah, see, I've never seen them live or anything.
But it was by accident because I was at Warped Tour one year.
Whoops.
And I don't know any of the dudes' names, but like
I think one's name is Kyle or something.
I don't think that's true. There's one that's like egregiously overweight and obese.
Yeah, the big dude.
The guitarist. I saw him walking around and I was like, that guy looks like he's in Bowling for Soup. And Warped Tour always like has the schedule out, like you know what bands are there. you don't go there and get surprise bands, but they were just like there, and they were in there. Oh no, what happened was it was one year, and I went, and they had a booth, and they were there, and I was like, that's kind of weird. You guys are here, but you're not playing? Like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I already own your CD, so I'm not going to buy anything, so I'll see you later. and then the next year, they showed up again, but they were actually playing on stage, and I was like, oh, okay.
That's
and
a dedication.
They played like, I don't know, 7 songs, all the ones you would expect. 1985, High School Never Ends.
1985.
Yeah.
Bruce
Springsteen, Madonna.
Yeah.
Dude, that album's a banger. I don't care who you are. That was my...
I love them.
I think that was actually my first CD, if you didn't know.
What?
Yeah. What is that? A Hangover You Don't Deserve? Deep
That
cut.
was your first CD. Wow.
Mm-hmm. It was that.
Where were you when you got your first CD? I think I remember my first CD also.
It was either that or Blink-182. One of those two.
Those two kind of blend together in your brain almost. I'm not gonna lie. Like they don't, but they do.
No.
They do.
I think they're wholly different bands.
No, they are. They are, but they're both the same.
Blink-182 has like a funny side, but like Bowling for Soup has like a serious side, if that makes sense. Like Bowling for Soup is a funny band.
Bowling for Soup
is a funny band. Blink-182 is like
they're just
a pop punk band that has like...
They're clowns.
That they're funny sometimes. Yeah, they're clowns, I guess.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I remember... Oh yeah, my first CD was the very first edition of Kids Bop that my mom found on the ground.
My parents loved me, so...
Yeah. Well, it was free.
Yeah.
It was free.
I never got any Kids Bop things, for one, because I never asked for it, and for two.
No, I
The only thing my dad ever found... Did I already tell you?
I'm not a Kids Bop kid, I promise everybody. I'm not a Kids Bop kid.
I got a story for you, actually, speaking of your parents giving you things they found on the ground. One time I was working night shift, and... Well, I always work night shift, basically. But... I was sleeping. It was like the middle of the afternoon, because that's when I sleep. And my dad walked in my room, and he was like, "Hey, child, I found this Pokemon card. It looks cool."
After beating you severely.
It was in a parking lot. No, Levi, we're not doing that. And
we're not doing.
He was like, "I found this Pokemon card. Do you want it?" And it was like a holographic Charizard, not like one of the original ones, but it was like a weird, not weird, but a newer one, I guess. One of the newer generation editions of Charizard. Still looked fancy, looked cool art. He was flying. I think he might have been looking away from the camera, like a cool dude. And I thought that was super cool. And then it was in the middle of the day, so I went back to sleep. And it is still to this day, this was maybe 10 years ago, the only time in my life when I had a sleep paralysis demon visit me.
No.
Yeah. Like immediately after getting this Charizard card. Like I was stuck in my bed. I didn't believe in...
I like how these
I still do not really believe in sleep paralysis and that kind of stuff, I guess.
You don't believe in it? It exists.
I don't, but it happened.
It's an actual thing.
No, whatever. I don't... whatever. Hashtag not my reality.
It literally happens to you. I don't believe in it.
But so after my demon stared at me for like what felt like 30 minutes, and I woke up and it quote unquote woke up, and I was like, that's kind of weird. My solution, my immediate thought was, this is a cursed Pokemon card that my dad found in a parking lot that somebody clearly threw out because they had the same thing happen to them. And there is no other thing that you convinced me that happened. That is exactly what happened. And so I had a phone case with an older iPhone. And my thought was, I will seal the demon. So I took my phone case off my phone. It was a clear phone case. You could see through it. Mm-hmm. And I put the Charizard in there, like against my phone, in between my phone and the case. To
seal the demon in.
So I sealed the demon.
Yeah.
And then I had it, I just had it. and I carried him with me everywhere, and it never happened again. I knew I had sealed the evil. And then one day he was gone. I don't know where he is. He's been gone for many years at this point.
Somebody else's sleep paralysis demon problem, anyway. It's okay.
Yeah, no, it was kind of weird. Like one day I like looked and he wasn't there, and he was with me for years. This Charizard demon, Demonzard.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, he's probably roaming the streets, maybe homeless. I doubt he had a good resume. He probably couldn't get a job. So yeah. Oh well, that's on him.
He might be in a circus now. Like this Charizard can give you sleep paralysis demons.
Dude, it was wild.
Sleep with this Charizard one night.
I am 0% superstitious. I love reading that kind of stuff. It's fun reads. It's fun to like get into it, but I hate it all. It's fake, and I don't believe it. But that Charizard fucked me up, dude.
No, yeah, I mean, those two things being combined, I think that's just a core memory that you're gonna have, and no one's gonna be able to convince me otherwise either. That's just a cursed Charizard card. Personally, if you ever find it, I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it, or I do want to see it, but just not in person.
I don't think I've ever seen you wear not black shirt or like dark maroon.
I know I look like I'm ready for the summer. It's my first and one and
I didn't want
time.
to bring up your eye surgery while you're wearing sunglasses, but why are you wearing sunglasses, man?
It was kind of for this bit. I was going to say anything. I was going to do a bit, but it kind of just escaped me, and I just...
It looks cool, and I can watch you watching yourself because this whole time I see yours.
Yeah, they're reflecting. They're super reflective. I got these in Vegas.
Mega reflecting.
$5 sunglasses plus tax.
Wow, you should have got me one. That's a fucking good deal.
Yeah, they were actually an incredibly good deal. Especially in Vegas, where everything is really expensive.
The other thing I had kind of freaked me out. I was spending the night at someone's house one time, a long time ago. And everyone was asleep except for me. We were all just hanging out, and then everyone passed out, and I was just chilling. I was just chilling. And there was a balloon in like the middle of the room for some reason. And I was just like looking at it because I was basically, everyone else is dead asleep. So it's just me alone in the room, conscious with this balloon. I was looking at the balloon. It was looking at me.
It was looking back at you?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, it was in the air, afloat, and it just very quickly dropped to the ground. Like it had lost all of its air buoyancy, or whatever you would call that, all of its float. It became 0% float, and I was like, it's kind of weird. About that. And I thought that was paranormal at first. I thought that might have been my first paranormal thing. That's when I was gullible, susceptible, stupid even.
Stupid even.
But I guess balloons just do that sometimes. There's some science to it. They just like...
Oh, really?
They just... It's like... For some balloons, they'll lose it over time. And I don't know. Can't remember because I looked it up way back then. But there's like a threshold for some balloons where like when they get to like 50% of float, it's just not enough to hold it up anymore. So it just goes down.
Scientific term.
Yeah, 50% float.
Is it the helium just going out?
I can't remember, but it's like it's losing the stuff, and then instead of it gradually going down over correlating to the percent of float, it hits a threshold of float and says, "I'm done."
At the time, I would be freaked out. I would be. Like, that is not normal.
I thought it was horrible, and I went to bed.
Hey, at least you could go to bed. Okay, I have something.
So, do you have any fake things?
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually have something to make you a believer. Back when I was around 14, we and my family, my parents and I, used to live in an apartment. One day, as a part of my chores, I had to clean the kitchen. Now, this is just an apartment kitchen. You walk into it, and it's a horseshoe design, basically. One butt kitchen, okay? Counter, and stove. Right? Makes sense?
Yeah.
So, I get to cleaning, all right? We would have a butter dish. Those like things to hold a stick of butter with.
Yep.
I pushed it to the
It's
side.
awfully bougie.
Yeah, right. It was fancy too. It was like a glass butter dish. And I started wiping off the counter. The counter to my left, okay? I wipe it off with this rag. Cool, awesome, done. I turn around and clean the other one to my right now, the other counter. I turn back to my left again. And there's this butter smear on the counter that I had just cleaned right before the one I just cleaned, I guess. So 2 counters ago. And
Okay.
that's a butter smear that looks as if you had to take a glob of butter and on just a single finger and then just smear it on the counter is what it looked like. It looked like a finger had just done that. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Maybe I missed it. And I wipe it off and I turn back to the counter that I had just cleaned, the one on my right. Same exact butter smear. Like, it looks exactly the same. The one that I had just cleaned. I go, what the heck? So I clean that one
butter
off.
ghost.
I clean that one off. I shit you not, for the third time, I turn back again to the other counter that I just cleaned. Third butter smear. Same way, somebody took a finger and did it. And this was every time I had my back turned. Cleaned it off one more time. And after that, it was done. I didn't see any more butter smears.
Kind of sounds like video games when things spawn when you're not looking at them.
That's exactly what it was feeling like. Every time I had turned my back, the butter ghost put a little glob of butter on the counter.
Imagine being a ghost and thinking, I know just how I'm going to haunt today. Butter.
Dude, my spinal hairs were up. I was like a hyena. I was freaked out, man. I really was. I was freaked out. That's one of my few paranormal experiences.
You say few. Do you have others, or is that the most egregious encounter you've had?
That's the most obvious one. That's the most obvious one. And
so you have no explanation for it.
I don't really have one because I made sure, especially the second time, I made sure, man.
So how many was that?
It was 3. It was 3 butter smears across 2 counters. I'm telling you. And I've had somebody tell me that they think that the butter was just on the cloth and I was doing it myself.
That's a pretty good one.
And maybe it was.
How old were you?
But I was like 14.
I think that you may have my first thought was you went to wipe it and you thought you got it, but you just missed.
I just
both
missed.
Times. Yeah. And you were like, oh wow, that's great. There's another one. But it was the same exact one, which is why it looked exactly the same.
It's just, it felt so real. I just felt like I was going crazy. Actually insane.
Can't stop yawning, bro. I'm tired.
Yeah, well, You got to tap into your dad energy real quick.
Yeah, man. My dad energy for the week's been awfully drained, my guy.
You got to tap into it more.
Yesterday, we were supposed to record this yesterday, but I had slept for 2 hours after working and then woke up. And then I slept for another hour. And then went back to work, and I said, "Lee, dude, as soon as I woke up after the third hour, aka the second nap, my second nap across 3 hours, kind of like your butter on counter."
Butter on counter.
I texted you 16 hours before we were going to record, and I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can already tell you right now, dude, 0% chance. Don't show up because I ain't going to be there.
That was so funny. Yeah. I could just tell it had to have been right after a nap or right after you woke up or something and just go.
No, yeah. I woke up and realized that I was not going back to sleep at any point.
I am not going back.
And I was like, dude, I can't. And I'm glad I didn't, because the second I got home, I was out and I slept for 9 hours, dude. I felt great.
Whoa.
I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah,
Like,
because normally when you get 2 or 3 hours, you get maybe like 4 or 5 the next night or something, or next day, or 6 maybe.
yeah.
Usually.
But
But
now my daughter's at an
9?
age where I can do that. And I have a second baby on the way, so it won't be for long.
So yeah,
I better enjoy it.
you have a small little window, and then it's gonna go right
Yeah.
back to it.
Maybe worse.
Oh, maybe even
Maybe
worse. Or maybe even better. Maybe the baby will be this super calm. Maybe it'll be the world's first cryless baby.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
No crying.
That'd be pretty cool.
How cool would that be? And you'd probably get famous just off of that. Like, look at my baby. It never cries. Do whatever you want. It won't cry.
And then you just stare at it. Because it doesn't do anything. It just doesn't cry.
It doesn't cry. It's just...
Babies don't really do much. All they do is like... when they're fresh, dude, they don't do anything.
Fresh out the oven.
They're easy. They
just sit there.
Feed them. Let them sleep. Make them laugh a little bit and they'll pass out. They
yeah,
laugh
what's
so
up
hard
with
they shit their pants.
What's up with babies sleeping so much? Like, they
You gotta grow, bro. You can't grow if you ain't sleep.
Oh, really?
Come on.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, now that I remember growing. All that growing I remember doing.
What's your favorite Will Ferrell movie?
It might be Anchorman. I really enjoyed Anchorman. And 1 and 2.
I forgot about that one. That's a pretty good one.
There,
and 2.
2 was
I didn't think you were gonna say
dumb.
that.
2 was dumb. I didn't. Okay, Anchorman 1 was significantly better. Trust me. But Anchorman 2 was watchable in my opinion. But my humor can really be just that garbage, just slow motion of a guy getting hit with a bowling ball. That's funny. That's some Tom and Jerry stuff.
Do you have a moment in a movie that will always make you laugh, like no matter what? Like you know it's coming.
Not a movie, but there's a scene in an episode of SpongeBob where it's snowing outside and they're having a snowball war and they're shooting and they're like this. The war starts getting progressively crazier and crazier, and there's this slow-mo scene of Patrick getting shot by like a ton of snowballs, but then they start going into his mouth, and then you can see them hitting the back of his throat in slow motion, and he's like, "Oh!" And I can't not laugh at it. It's the
You're
funniest
getting red
thing.
thinking about it, dude.
See, just by thinking about it, you got me going, dude. Just the thought of
I can
snowballs.
tell how red you are against your bright shirt today, dude. That ain't right.
Oh, dude. Yeah, straight up looking like Patrick Star.
I feel like I can picture this scene, but I don't remember it being that funny.
Watch it, man. You'll probably get at least a solid chuckle. Yeah.
I'll Google I'll Bing SpongeBob snowball fight. Bing search.
Oh, Bing.
Yeah, we ain't sponsored by Google.
Honestly, I want to get sponsored
can't shout Google
by
until we're YouTube partnered.
I want to get sponsored by like Liquid Death or something. That'd be cool. Wouldn't that be
How come
cool?
that looks like alcohol? That's not alcohol, right? It's like water.
Yeah. Yeah, I currently have a mango.
Is it water or is it
I have a mango
energy
chainsaw
drink?
flavor. No, it's just water. Well, they have some flavors, but like it's bubbly levels where it's just a light spritz of a flavor, you know?
Okay.
But it's all pretty good, I won't lie. It's some good flavors. But they also do have normal water. And they're all about plastic pollution. I mean, sorry, they're not about it. They're about stopping it. It's like
Buy our drink if you want to kill the earth.
Yeah, they're all
Faster.
about it. Liquid Death, sponsor us, please. I know that you're really into being healthy for the planet or something. Aluminum.
I really want to get sponsored. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Would you take a sponsor for anything? And I mean
No.
anything.
No.
So are you the kind that would you want to be able to use the product. Like Raid Shadow Legends, for example. I wouldn't be playing that. I'm sorry. I'll take the sponsor and I'll play it for however much time I need. I ain't playing Raid Shadow Legends.
I don't think you got to. I think you just got to like do the ad one time. Just record the video ad, right?
Yeah,
and you're done.
There actually, I recently heard of a thing.
No, I just have standards. I'm sure there's companies. There has to be companies. I couldn't name any right now off the top of my head, but there's ones where I'd be like, "That ain't it, guy. That's not me.
That ain't it." I
say to them, "That's not me for that price."
I recently heard of a stream or something. I haven't watched it, but somebody told me about it. The famous streamer Ninja. They made a character for him in Raid Shadow Legends, and they did premiere for it. And it was clearly him getting paid to play for this amount of stream. And homie didn't know how to play at all, and it was really embarrassing and hilarious. And they maxed out his character to like 100, and then he was one-shotting level 1s and freaking out about it. Going like, this game is so crazy, this game is awesome, oh. And it's like, bro.
Is he still relevant? I feel like I haven't heard from him in a while. He never talks to me anymore.
He's about as relevant as I am. Actually, he might be less relevant. I think I'm more relevant.
I feel like he was like the face of gaming for a while. Like you could see him everywhere in his dumb blue hair.
Yeah. Why did he never change that?
I don't know, man.
It was part of the brand. Oh. Yeah, just like this teal shirt should be. It's part of the brand and the reflective sunglasses. Reflecting back at you. Wow.
I wish you would have did the first few episodes like that and we could have had like an eye reveal. Like after 1 million subs or something, Levi eye reveal.
Oh, I look like a gamer that's been gaming for 15 hours straight.
Isn't that what you were doing before this?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3.
Played Baldur's Gate the whole time?
Yeah, I played a lot of Baldur's Gate. I've been playing a lot of it.
I am not much of a PC gamer, but I am interested in the game, so I may purchase it when it comes out on PlayStation 5.
I think it would be a good PS5 game to play. It's nice and you can just kick back, play, and chill, and the voice acting's amazing, and you can just tell there's a lot of love put into it.
I heard the freedom's amazing. Like I heard if like there's a door and you don't have like the key for it, you can just like burn it down.
Yeah, you can do almost whatever.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. I don't want you to tell me much about it because I want to
I won't
experience it for myself and then try to talk to people about it. But everyone's long past it at that point because I don't get new games much anymore. Last new game I bought was
Breath of the Stinker.
Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4.
Last month and I put an hour into it.
It's Tears of the Castle. Or Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
I don't know. I don't play those games, even though I probably would like them.
You would love it.
Tears of the
I remember
Kit.
I remember when you didn't play 100? Elden Ring until like you watched my stream and I beat Millennia in like
holy crap, this
40 minutes after like 20 tries.
I was like, oh wow, this actually looks.
And you're like, wow, I should go get that, and then you finally got it.
Yeah, I did. You're right.
Did you beat Millennia?
Yeah. It took me longer than it took you, though.
Well, yeah, but that was also your first Souls like game.
It
was.
Right? It was purely my very first Souls game ever.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I didn't start from the beginning, but I played. That was like my third Souls game, I think.
Okay.
Kind of third and a half. If you count Sekiro, kind of, even though it's not really the same. Kind of made by the same people, but it's not the same. Well, it is made by the same people. Plays awfully differently, though.
Wow. Well, just two gamers on a podcast, ending a podcast episode, aren't we?
Oh.
Gaming.
I had one more question for you.
Oh. Yeah.
A little bit of an extension.
Ooh, we're getting some bonus DLC for this podcast.
Bonus paid content.
Subscribe
on Patreon for the following 3-minute conversation. No, but do you have a favorite like singular moment in gaming? Whether it's just like experiencing a bit of a story of the game or like maybe a certain gameplay section or
Yes.
something that just always really stuck with you? Tell me. Your favorite, absolute favorite. Or maybe it's not your favorite, but it's the one that stuck out to you right now.
BioShock Infinite, at the end of the game, when you go back to Rapture and you find out that it's basically right when you find out that the lighthouses are all interconnected, like keys to different universes, and then you go to where the very first game is, where you get your first plasmid. My gamer monkey brain fired up when that happened. I freaked out.
Is that part of the main game?
That one's part of the main game. That one's part of the main game. The DLC does take you to Rapture, so it kind of loses it. But like the main game, I haven't
played that since it came out.
Oof. So
I don't really remember going to Rapture in the main game, but I also haven't played that since 2012.
It's literally like right towards the end, and you aren't there for that long. It's only just, it was more of to show all the lighthouses being connected and stuff. So that's
I believe it.
You were only there for a little bit. You couldn't even interact with anything. It was just
probably just walking up. Yeah,
you're walking up. I'm like, oh my gosh, Booker,
do it.
Yeah, that was mine. What's yours?
Yeah. In Destiny 2, there's a raid. A raid is a 6-person event, right? Where you do stuff with a team and you gotta do stuff specifically. And at this point, everyone, if you're doing the raid, you've done raids before, and it's like where everyone's strolling up to the last boss room after we just struggled and hated each other for 3 hours. And you walk into the last boss area, and it's empty. This is I think it's the first DLC boss or DLC raid for Destiny 2. And it's like an empty room. And at first you're kind of like, what's going on? And then the floor opens up, and you guys all fall down, and there's a big pillar in the middle. And there's like this fleshy thing like around it, and you fall forever, dude. You fall for like a minute straight. It's a long time to fall.
Oh, that is a long time.
And you're just following this like fleshy thing down the pillar, and you get to the bottom. There's a giant fucking lizard dragon face thing staring at you with asymmetrical, like 10 eyes, and they're asymmetrical. So you got like 5. It's like 5 on both sides of his face, but they don't look like, there's no pattern to them. They just look wrong. It looks unnatural, but it was like you're about to fight like I don't know, like a 30-story lizard space dragon thing. It's just like, it's pretty cool.
Whoa. And that was your moment.
Yeah, that was the one that
just stuck with you.
I wanted to talk about right now.
That's correct. That is like a huge... I only played a little... Like, I played Destiny 2, but I only played vanilla raids, so I didn't play any of the DLC raids. But that sounds like a fun raid.
It was pretty cool. It was actually crazy. That was called the Last Wish raid, and you fought Riven. That's what that thing was called.
Riven.
Did you play you played the first raid? On the gold ship?
Yes, to my knowledge. I barely remember.
Do you remember,
though? I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, dude. After you beat the raid, you got, like, keys. I'm sorry. I'm about to end the podcast, but, like, you got these keys, and you could go back into the raid after you were done with the keys.
Open the chests.
And you open the chest, but they're in, like, the undercarriage.
Yep, that darker area. Yeah. Yeah.
And that thing was, like, so confusing, but I, being the worst, like, the most miserable person in the world, I guess, memorized the entire map of the underbelly. And all my friends, even if I didn't raid with them that week, they would be like, Howie, you got to take me to the waterworks because I don't know where it is. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we'll get there in 35 seconds. Come here. Because I knew how to get everywhere in all the vents. I knew the closest way. Yeah, dude, it was, I don't even know why.
That's just I didn't even mean to. Thing.
I say it like I studied the place, but I didn't even mean to. I just like did it like 3 times and I was like, oh yeah, I know the whole place. And everyone else was like, oh God, I'm so lost. And I'm like, it's just a big dodecahedron. What are you talking about? Why don't you get it?
It's just a big dodecahedron.
Anyway, Thank you for watching slash listening to I'm a Podcast episode. Is this 6?
Yes.
Episode 6? That was awesome, guys. Thank you for joining in. If you ever thought about doing any sort of gaming at any point in your life for any period of time, you should share this podcast with somebody. And it was super cool to talk to you today, Levi. And
Yes.
that's all I got to say, man.
All right,
Bye.
my fellow dodecahedrons. Bye.